Hello, I'm Jay Murdoch, Business Development Manager of APOS Systems. I'm joined today by Fred Walder, our Senior Solution Consulting Manager. Good day,
Hey, Jay.
Fred.
Hi.
Today, Fred's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about simplifying your SAP Business Objects upgrade in terms of the pre-migration planning. We've talked previously about why it's so important to do your planning in a safe, smart, and strong manner. The second step in that is the system backup. Fred, could you maybe take us through why it's so important for a BI administrator planning their upgrade or their migration to address the system backup properly, starting at the snapshot level?
Yeah, Jay, I can. So first of all, it's really important that you have a good content backup strategy. And we want to be able to back up the things that are important to us. So first of all, we want to back up all objects, or at least all objects that have been used. We want to be able to selectively restore any object at any point in time without disturbing the rest of the system. And we want to back up only those objects that have changed since the last backup. So that will make our backups happen very quickly, because on a day-to-day basis, not too many items will have changed. And we want to be able to automatically purge objects if they haven't been used in a specific time frame.
Great. So that makes sense in terms of smart and safe. And how about being able to restore those objects? Should they be lost, or for reasons around governance? What's it take? Why is it important to have that for the BI administrator?
Yeah, good question, Jay. We need to be able to restore any object at any time. So let's take the example of a report. Somebody has been working on a report and they have some corruption in the report without realizing it, and they save it back to the system. It's now overwritten what's in the system. So we want to be able to go back to a good known version, and whether that's from last week, last month, or last year, we want to pick that version and restore it back to our system. So that's really important. And we also want to be able to make sure that we can restore without affecting anything else on our system. So the selective restoration is key.
Okay, sounds very big in terms of risk mitigation, that should you need it, you have it through the migration. How about the ability to analyze that usage, the use cases across the universes, the reports, and the instances that a client or a BI administrator is going to have?
Right. So we want to look at usage. That's important when we're developing a backup strategy, because why back up things that aren't being used? So we can adjust our backup strategy on a folder by folder, or even object by object basis, so that we're not backing up things that just aren't being used or aren't changing at all. So being able to adjust that on the fly is really key here.
Terrific. And then obviously the instances, you want to be able to work with them, not just all the content, but the instances as well. Backup, archiving of instances. How's the BI administrator address that, and why is it so important in terms of the migration planning?
Yeah, well, it's important because of regulatory requirements. So we may be governed by HIPAA or Sarbanes-Oxley. We may just have internal compliance issues we have to deal with. And the way it's done is it's very quick and easy. You can back up your objects, and we can send those instances to a neutral format while we're archiving them, so PDF or Excel, for example, so they can be used on any platform in the future. And that's important for long-term restoration. So it depends on your system. You may be constrained to keep instances for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years. There's a Canadian government agency that needs 21 years worth of finished instances. So we have to be able to deal with all of those sorts of things.
Okay, Fred, restoring those instances. Yeah, what's that going to look like?
Good question, Jay. Yeah, so they can be restored back to the system directly where they came from, to the same object they came from, or they can be restored back to a different location on the same system, or they can be restored to a different system entirely. So if we've got all our instances from our pre-migration system archived, backed up, when we run the migration tool from SAP, we don't necessarily have to push all of those instances through the migration tool. We can selectively restore them back to our new system on an as-needed basis. So even though they may have been created on a 4.1 system, we can restore those instances to the 4.3 system that we're migrating to very quickly and easily.
Terrific. Well, Fred, thank you very much. That's some key information about why the backup, the system backup, is such an important part of the pre-migration planning. I thank you very much and look forward to joining you on some future videos. Thank you,
Thanks, Jay.
Fred.